Hi everyone, I'm Toby Israel, NuMundo's storyteller, and joining us today is Alexandra from Vermont. She's a yogi and plant woman, and she's going to talk to us today about rewilding. Hey Alexandra, thank you.
Hey, yeah, thanks.
So to start off, can you tell me in a few words for someone who maybe isn't familiar with the term rewilding, what is that about?
Yeah, so to me, rewilding is really presence and connecting presence with nature. And in a world where we're so connected to our devices, to really have this time to carve out to be in nature and in presence. Um, we're allowed to we're able to really hear things and take in so much wisdom through ourselves in a way that we can't always do when we're connected to a device or even inside a living room. So to me, it's really about presence and being outside.
Can you share some specific examples of how you find presence in your life?
Well, as we were just talking about before we got on here, what's really really prominent for me right now is in the wintertime in Vermont, I live in a cabin without running water, so I don't have a bathroom inside, and I have to go outside to do that. So I go outside multiple times a day when maybe I wouldn't otherwise do that, and there is a kind of stillness that happens, especially in Vermont this time of year in the winter, and just having that, that ritual of going outside every so often really helps me to feel presence. And I'm not taking a phone with me, and I'm not, talking to anyone else. It's really just being outside. So I do that, and certainly have the woods at my back door, so I'm able to just go outside and go. And in the summertime when things are growing, I really love to work with the plants and tune into the plants that speak to me and call me to come down to their level and listen and offer their medicine, which some of that I know, and then I really love the practice of following my curiosity on that. So if I don't know something, but I've tuned into the vibration of what that plant or entity wants to share with me, then I'm curious, and then I do my research. And so that's a big part of my life and a big part of my practice of rewilding, I guess, is curiosity about nature.
And there's a lot of wisdom. It sounds like there's so much wisdom that maybe isn't speaking as loudly as our devices, and so there's a lot that maybe we overlook if we're not taking the time to set aside some of those things that are louder and actually sit down and listen.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'll be the first one to admit that I'm on my device more than I'd like to be. And it's a practice that I have to continually come back to and continually check in with myself, because I know that it's not feeding me in the way that the plants and the trees can feed me. And so much is lost. And I like to, so I teach some earthing at festivals, and I really like to get people to focus in on a specific area, a really small specific area, because oftentimes, we go out into nature and we all have our own vibration that we enter into the forest with, and every specific leaf has its own vibration, right? So we're entering into that, and to harmonize with that and to really come down to presence, it's nice to focus on a very specific area.
Mm.
And so much is revealed. Suddenly you'll look at the underside of a leaf and it's completely different than the top, and maybe there's a caterpillar, or there's a tiny little mushroom. And so we do this meditation and then come back to a group, and it's always fascinating to see and hear what people have discovered in that tiny patch of land for a short amount of time.
And you don't need a lot of nature to do these kinds of practices. I'm thinking about people who maybe don't have the woods outside their door, people who live in urban centers. You can find maybe one tree or a small park.
Absolutely. And herbal tea and tinctures and herbal medicine to take these plants and to sit in meditation and notice, do I feel this plant's energy in my body? Am I seeing something in my mind? What am I experiencing? What is the plant wisdom that wants to come through in my body? So I would say even someone who lives on a 10th floor apartment has the opportunity to practice this. And it's about intention and consciousness. Do I want to be more connected to the earth and to the spirit of the earth? And it doesn't, you're right. It doesn't need to be, you don't need to live out in the woods and have that.
You just reminded me, we had this beautiful comment from a member of the NuMundo community came in yesterday, I think on our Instagram, about connecting with self and being present with self is actually a really profound way of connecting with nature, because we are nature. And so I imagine the way I see it, rewilding is the same, that we are nature and we actually contain that wildness that we're trying to connect to in our own bodies, in our own hearts. So just
absolutely
connecting to self.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that. When we have, when we really take the time to practice being in our body, whether that's through yoga or dance or just even, like breathing and grounding, when we really have that sense of living in every cell of our bodies, we somehow have a deeper understanding and respect for the earth. And I think that a lot of the things that are happening on the planet that are not helping our evolution right now is because people are out of touch with their bodies. There's people that are living in their minds and making these decisions from here, and not taking the time to practice living in their toes and in their fingertips is creating a lot of damage. And so to just be present every day and maybe meditate on the earth, where your body touches the earth and feeling that energy, it's really going to help us have a deeper understanding and respect.
And that's a good segue before we close. You are going to be leading a retreat in Costa Rica in March on rewilding and yoga and nature connection. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I'm really excited. I work a lot with women in retreats, and this one is open to all genders. So I'm really excited to see the magic that can happen in that way. And we will be hiking in to the retreat center. So it's a real jungle experience, and it's on a farm. So we'll be able to eat the food that comes from the land, and that has a different kind of consciousness than food that's sourced. So and to meet all of the plants there. There's Sarah is going to share some of the tropical plant medicine with us there. I know a lot about the northeastern plants, but I don't know so many tropical plants, so I get to dive into that world and learn in that way. And yeah, I see it as a coming together in community, in nature, in the jungle, and shedding some skin. And it's remote, so there's not a lot of internet access or cell phone use. And so it's an invitation to unplug and to, you know, have a digital detox and be present in community for this 6 nights, 7 days, and to, yeah, to get a little wild. Maybe the animal comes out and to play. It's also really about play and not taking things too seriously. So, yeah, at Punta Mona, we'll be there March 24th through the 30th. And excited to see how it unfolds.
Great. And if that resonates with you, there's a link to that retreat in the description of this video. Alexandra, thank you so much for taking the time to sit down and chat with us.
Thanks, Toby.
And thank you everyone for hanging out. See you soon.
Yeah.